Hello. Oh my goodness. It's been pretty warm. We did have some nice cumulus clouds today, like a lot of them, bringing a lot of good shade. Not, no rain, but I think chances went above 0% at least, I think they were at 15 at one point. It's like, it's been so unrelentingly warm. So, even having some clouds is a nice relief. Oh, did I already do my writs today? Okay, I did it within the refresh period. Well, I do have my Steely character. Oh, you know what? Okay. I'll try to keep my Steely character in mind. My thief. But what I want to do right now forgot to fix that. I had such a stressful time uploading a video. It was the VOD for July 25th.
I don't remember the last time things were this hectic.
So if you have a Twitch account or whatever, you probably know that VODs vanish after 2 weeks. I don't know if it's less if you're not an affiliate, but I know there's more if you're a partner. I think you can hold on to them. But mine only lasts for 2 weeks, so that meant that I had to get this video uploaded within that amount of time, and like that was about 2 weeks ago. It was, I think, of 13, 14 days. So I was very pressed for time to get this thing uploaded.
The Order thanks you for your assistance, Adept. There may be more relics you can recover for us soon enough. Check with me tomorrow.
No, tell me now.
I have something for you. Uncle Leo's spectacles belonged to a sage who wanted to understand the absolute truth of the world around him. When the mad god showed him, he flung himself from the highest tower in Wayrest. The Order traced them to Bone Snap ruins in Stormhaven. Watch for goblins.
Can I look through them if I find them?
Take care when handling any of the Mad God's relics. They are not to be trifled with.
I'll take that as a yes. Anyway, so the reason why this VOD couldn't be uploaded was because it had copyrighted music. It was so copyrighted that I couldn't, like, literally put it on YouTube at all. It wasn't partially blocked, it was literally just, like, no dice. During that stream is when we went to Anti-Heat's apartment in VRChat, and, yeah, there was definitely copyrighted music there, so I was like, if it's anywhere, it's definitely this. So I had to find a video software to do some quick editing, and you would not believe how hard that is to do. For some reason, it is very hard. I used to use Clipchamp, and then they ruined it by forcing you to use your, like, OneDrive, and then that got to be a whole mess. So, and let me be honest, Clipchamp was the best. I'm so mad, because I love Clipchamp. It was free, it was easy. But, I finally got a hold of DaVinci Resolve, and finally figured out how to work it. And then when I did, I just grabbed the entire portion that had any music in the apartment, and I just muted the whole thing. Maybe like 10-15 minutes. And then I uploaded it. Luckily it went through, but man, just barely. I've got every VOD documented since January 2023. It's been a year and a half. Sorry, 3 years and a half of uploads. It's really helped. I mean, literally, like, recording those VODs helped out just last week, or earlier this week. We were confused how I did something, and I tracked down when I did it. We rewatched the VOD, we found out how I did it, and then we repeated it. This is getting kind of difficult for me. Master difficulty in here. There we go, still got it. Yep. I'm surprised I don't hear many people talking about the new voice actor for Shio. Because no one's really asking, where's Wes? Because Wes was literally doing, you know, the voice for Mora back during Necronomicon Road, so it's like, no one's asking, well, where is he? They might not have known it was him. Now, I think the obvious answer is that they were working on this content back in, like, early to mid 2024? No, 5? So, I mean, if they were working on it back then I guess maybe that would line up because Wes was recovering during that time. I do think if they did a Shivering Isles DLC, I think that Wes would probably be 100% for it. Like, he's like up to everything. Obviously, it's kind of a distant dream right now, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so I am... Oh, that's right, I'm here to get this thingy. The Skepticals. I'm actually gonna try to avoid fighting people because, like... I mean, maybe I can fight, like, a bunch of ads, but, like, the bosses? No thank you. Okay. Maybe we'll skip on the ads, and we'll just get to the objective. Yeah, let's do that. Not on my healer. I cannot fight people on my healer. This isn't gonna be fun. No! Oh, there's a mining resource in here. Oh jeez. Hello. Oh, that's right. There's a boss here. Ow. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Thrown dagger got me? Wait, no, hold on. Maybe I can grab it before they attack me. Yeah. Amber lenses, of course. Veratron says that there is someone on the forums that claims they cannot understand a word that Noth says. You know, not the unhinged, Denathi. I don't understand that. I mean, one, there's captions, so there's no chance of not being able to understand, but I don't know. That's right. Wait, actually, maybe I shouldn't be killing you, because you're gonna deliver a boss to me, and that's not something I want. But... yeah, but yeah, there I go. Okay, well, shit. Okay, you know what? I'm really glad no one's here to see me. Except for Gaston. You tell Soul and I'll have your head, Gaston.
Your madness, wait! Oh, it is just you.
So I do have the UESP stream. tomorrow. Meaning Saturday. I kind of want to start like maybe 4, because I feel like I didn't have enough time last time. But then I have to get up earlier.
Have you returned with the... Fascinating. Perhaps absolute truth is too much for mortal minds. Or perhaps they were simply too tight for the old sage.
Ah.
Poorly fitted spectacles would drive me mad.
Or maybe it was just designed to make him go crazy.
The Order thanks you for your assistance, Adept.
Let's say Shornhelm.
There may be more relics you can recover for us soon enough.
Oh, because... No,
Check
actually,
with
I
me
don't know.
tomorrow. I may have something for you. I'm just gonna assume the guy who's complaining about not understanding Noth is just doing it for attention. If someone makes like if someone has like a completely baffling opinion or perspective,
Eyes in the city.
it
Maybe
could
that's what
just
all
be
the fuss
for
is about.
attention. It's not something that you really think of first thing. But,
Are we sure that's a good idea? We can't be sure the threat is really...
Your madness, wait!
see, I can understand her.
It is just you.
I find it interesting that she does that. You know, it's like, I don't need a reminder that I have the quest open. We'll do it, we're gonna be doing it tomorrow and maybe Sunday if we, don't complete it tomorrow, so. Okay, so I'm gonna swap really quick to, Zul'Rabi. The good old Solstice days. Last year. Interesting. So yeah, a lot of times people, and I want to make sure that, people remember this, because a lot of people just don't think of it, but a lot of people just do stuff for attention. And everyone wants positive attention first, right? Positive attention is always preferred. But a lot of people cannot get that positive attention. They might not have the personality for it. They might just find it. They might honestly just be too lazy. A lot of people are literally too lazy to make effort to be good people. And so they don't receive positive attention. And so that's pretty much out of the question, because they are like, well, I don't want to have to work and, to be introspective, to learn who I am as a person. Instead of doing that, I would prefer not to, and so they can't get positive reactions that way. So that kind of just leaves them with only one option, and that's just reactions in general. If you can't get positive reactions, store-bought is fine, essentially. So people go, okay, well, they won't love me, I'll teach them to at least react to me. Trust me, that does so much for people. It doesn't do as much as love, obviously. Love is like just totally different. It's just like regular, wholesome, actual adornment is different. But when, like, if you can get people to just, like, react to you, you know, you say controversial things, you just, like, get a rise out of people, rage bait, blah, blah, blah. That's at least reaction. You want someone to validate your existence. You want someone to look at you, to say something about you, to mention you. Please mention me. It's literally just desperation. It's just like great value of positive reinforcement. So when someone like is literally like rage baiting or whatever, bullying, saying stuff just to piss you off, you just don't talk to them. Don't give them the reaction that they totally want.
Someone's treasure is this one's trade.
There we go. Okay, I need to work a bit harder though. That's why you see that behavior a lot in like far right spaces. You know, like you see like right wing content creators or you know, it's expanded these days to even be the government. They post stuff just to kind of get reactions. It's because it's just about reactions. I mean, like, it's weird. It's very, very weird. But from a psychological, social study standpoint, I find it fascinating. But not like in a good way, right? It's like you can look at something that you still think is bad, but you're like, it's still fascinating, right? Because these people are they give you different perspectives on human psychology. Obviously, they're man-children, but I mean, you know, you'll see the government posting like, oh, here, let's you know, let's use Halo to dehumanize illegal immigrants. We'll call them all zombies, you know, and that's the kind of stuff where it's like, oh, that gets everyone's attention. It gets you to at least talk about us. Everyone, I mean, like, you know, you look at literally any poll. I don't even care if it's Fox News, but they're not loved. You know, those departments, the president, they're not loved at all. Well, at least very little. You look at the approval ratings, and even in the most conservative spaces, they can't even manage to lie about how bad it is. So, when you're at that point, what do? You basically, if you can't get the positive reinforcement, you can't get the positive reaction, you're just going to have to settle for negative. Because all you want is reaction. And I'm sure you people know people like this in your lives. Don't give them a response. Like, everyone's going, oh my god, look, they're like, you know, like for example, like the government posted a Star Wars post on like May the 4th, and they give Trump a red lightsaber, and it's like, oh, don't they know that's what the bad guys use? Yes, they fucking know. They just want you to fucking react. Don't react. Just vote. Don't give them what they want. I've had people pop into my chat on occasion, and like very, very incredibly hyper rare occasions, and they'll like say something, you know, to get a reaction out of me, and it's just, I literally just block, move on. I literally don't even, it's like they never even existed. The only evidence they did is that their little chat message is going to be on my VOD. I don't communicate. That's what they want. You're not owning anybody by responding. Okay, so that's done. What? Oh. Oh, that's right, because yeah, I completed it. Okay, well, I hope that what I've got is good enough. Because I've probably hit the limit. Okay, let's try. Hello, Leaf. I was just doing a psychological deconstruction of some of those simple people on the planet, so I guess it's really not that interesting, but I personally find it interesting. Why did I go this way? Gosh dang it. Yeah, you know, I might as well just go back to the city. I hope nobody minds that I'm riding on a zombie horse. But, like, you know, as someone that's on the internets a lot, you see trolls everywhere. There's, like, rage bait everywhere. I'm not gonna act like I've never fallen for it, because sometimes I let my guard down. But, you know, you'll have, people saying things that they, you know, shouldn't say. The thing is, though, is that the reason why, like, a lot of posts on Twitter and stuff get so big is because they're, you know, the person's not supposed to say it, so other people respond, and they go, like, I can't believe you said this, and then that person just gets more reinforcement to post it again, or something like it, and also the post gets boosted. They use the money to pay for verification. They use the verification to expand their reach, and it just kind of it goes into a cycle. Do not respond to them. I remember I've mentioned this story before. Hold on, let me sell. Hello, Darklight.
I know you brought me something good today, yes?
Damn it! Yeah, I knew it. Ugh. Oh well. Okay, well, I'm not gonna get much from that. I mentioned this before, but a long time ago, many years ago, I literally dread to check when, but ESO's servers expanded. I want to say maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and when the servers expanded, they added I think they added an extension server so that people who were in East Asia could play on the NA server. Right? Otherwise, they couldn't before, but then now suddenly they had access to the game, and it was a very big deal. You had a lot of like Japanese players and stuff joining the game, and it was a very exciting time. But not everyone in the community obviously handled it very well, and I had someone in Aradon once, you know, making a bunch of negative comments when someone was just chatting in the chat, and someone's like making negative comments to them or whatever, and going on rants or whatever, and I think people did respond to this person, but it took a little while for them to just kind of stop, and everyone in the zone chat, in Aradon chat, by the way, that place is bustling. Aradon's like a beginner zone. It's like a main, got Vocal Guard and fucking Skywatch. There's lots of people there, but everyone just stopped talking to the guy, and he literally had no choice, but he started talking to himself. He started answering himself. You know, I don't remember exactly what he would say, but he would say something like, you know, he would be like, "Am I right?" And then, 5-7 minutes pass, and he's like, yeah, I'm right, and this is why, and like he just ends up talking to himself. He's not getting any reinforcement. He started struggling and floundering and thirsting until eventually he just died off because nobody was talking to him. And then, the conversation just moved to something else eventually. So, my advice stays firm as always. Do not interact with those people. You can report them. Report them quietly. Don't even let them know. But like, just don't give them what they want. Because people are under the misinterpretation that everyone wants positive interaction. And, like, I think everyone does want positive interaction, but, like I said earlier, not everyone can achieve positive reactions. So, when people fail to receive positive interaction, they go for just interaction in general. They go for just something. It's like, if you're not going to love me, please at least just react to me. That's just a base human idea. It's a desperate one, but that's what it is. It's like just the need for some kind of existential validation. I know I'm kind of talking in circles here, but you see that a lot in like right-wing spaces, because it's like a lot of these people they just like no, people aren't loving me, I just want to be seen. Instead of actually like taking efforts to improve as people and mature and grow, they go, instead, I'm going to settle for being hated, But that doesn't actually ever really, that's not what they want, though. I mean, it's all they can really get, but it's not what they want. And they're just eternally just perceiving or trying to pursue a goal that they can't reach. And they'll probably, die alone. But don't tell them that. Just let it happen. Yep. Okay, that's doable. Don't feed the trolls unless they grow ever more hungry. Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. I mean, I posted earlier today about how this phenomenon was just restricted for, alt-right spaces, has grown to actually begin to take, well, not begin to, but it's completely taken root in, like, just our government as a whole. I'm American, for those that don't know. And so, like, what you would usually see on, like, some vague, controversial social media posts has instead breached into social media posts by the highest government in the land. And I know I say don't react, but there's, like, a couple things where it's like, you can be mad. You can definitely go, this is pathetic and this is disgusting. But, don't bother commenting. It's not going to do anything. Mostly, like, I posted about this earlier. I was very annoyed with the fact that, like, how when the like Department of Homeland Security started using stuff like Halo to, push their agenda, Microsoft just kind of sat there and didn't do anything, because Microsoft You know, they're kind of in the pockets. You know, the rich uphold the rich, so they didn't bother doing anything about it. However, Nintendo, and I think like other Japanese developers, just made a formal request to the U.S. government to stop doing that. Okay, but that's as much as I say, like, don't react, I at least think that's a good idea to say something, because if you don't say something, then people assume that you're okay with it. If you're like a big corporation and like the government's using your like product to advertise something that you don't like, you need to say something, because if you don't, then everyone's going to assume that you're just kind of chill with it. So that's a time when I think it'd be okay to react for the sake of everyone that looks up to you, not for the sake of anything else. Because, yeah, I'm still annoyed with, like, Microsoft for just literally standing there. And then there was, that time when the government randomly decided to use Franklin. Franklin, the little cartoon turtle. For some reason. I don't remember why. The AI generated an image. Because I have no artistic talent. And so the company that owns Franklin straight up made a statement. And they said, you know, they made a statement in response to this and being like, you know, we don't... Obviously, you know, we have nothing to do with this, so we don't want anything to do with it. Now, the response, obviously, from MAGA was to just AI generate more images of Franklin doing terrible, 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 terrible things. But, literally, at that point, there's no winning, because the company has already taken back its IP and saying, yeah, we don't want anything to do with this. I mean, you can make all the AI generated images you want, but they pretty much just, you know, said, this is our IP that we legally own, and we don't approve of this. At the end of the day, you really can't do anything about that. You can keep making your little AI generated posts, but you've at least made a statement. So it's like, I feel like everyone needs to start doing that. Honestly, I feel like maybe that might actually do something on this level, because I think this thing that scares the government a lot is having like actual companies stand up against them. But that's very, very rare, because the companies are getting the tax cuts. You know, big companies like Microsoft getting the tax cuts. That's why Microsoft didn't say anything. It's because they're huge. They're like the richy riches. I mean, they could probably do it with like McDonald's. They could probably do it with any major company and get away with it. So, if you are like a major company and that happens and you have to respond to it, the best way to respond is just say, hey, we don't want anything to do with this, you know? Which I think is different than you know, clutching your pearls and saying, I can't believe you said this, don't do it again, which is what the government wants you to do. I think literally just being an adult and saying, hey, we don't actually want anything to do with this, because we're the adults in the room. Franklin, one country was off guard when you first saw it. You had no idea it was a government related. Your first thought was, who upset Franklin? See, that's another thing. That's another thing. It's a bad image for the company. You know, what if someone doesn't know that it's like an edited image by the government? It's like when some people see like those news videos from The Onion, and they're like, I didn't know this was The Onion at first. You know. Yeah, I feel like a lot of companies should probably just say, hey, yeah, we don't want anything to do with this. But the more reactions that the government gets for those posts, the more they want to make them. Like, there's adults here, we're supervised. Yeah, there's no adults in the government. Not my government, at least. Not mine. Like, it's weird. They're like ancient. They're like fucking dinosaurs, and yet they're still not adults. It's so weird seeing like dying children. They're like graying, you know, they're in the hospital like 5 days a week, but their brains are those of children. and they're leading everybody in the country. Isn't it fantastic? But yeah, I mean, honestly, there's whereas you know, I don't. They're not watching my stream, so they're not seeing like any reactions from me. But something will give sooner than later. I mean, there's really no shortage of them. There's no shortage. What we need is a reconstruction of the whole system. I pray that we won't see any more baffling politics than what we're seeing right now. I don't think they realize how much it's hurting them either. Like, the government is kind of just hurting itself. Talk about the birds in charge, they always seem happy. Yeah, I vote for birds, please. But I don't know, because you know, it just doesn't take a genius to look around and see that, you know, like I said, Trump's polls are in the water. Not only that, but like, just the perspective of the right isn't looking fantastic right now. I mean, I know we're you know, we're a few months ahead of midterms, but like the Democratic nominee for the Senate run in Texas is leading the Republican. And I know, you know, we still have time, but like, it's just, it's interesting. Not terribly, I'm pretty sure it's happened before, but it's a pretty close race because like, and obviously it's a big one because we're talking Texas, right? Texas and Democrat doesn't really go hand in hand, but the two candidates are essentially, you've got Paxton, who's got a very, very slimy past to the point where even the right wing can't seem to. They're not even saying that it didn't happen. They're just trying to like not talk about it. But the guy is really messed up. And then you've got Tallarico, who is the Democratic, and he's pretty much just a normal guy. I mean, like, he's very like just politician. Nothing really particularly special, but nothing really wrong. So what basically they didn't really have anything on Tallarico. So what Paxton tried to do during the first runs of the Senate, because like after Tallarico won the primary, right, and so he was the Democratic leader for the Senate run. After that happened, Paxton ran into full gear, and his entire campaign leaned into demonizing Tallarico as being a vegan, claiming that if he was a vegan, he is too sissy to run to be like the Senate representation for Texas. This is a thing. This is how our politics work. They were running on him being a vegan, whereas like Tallarico's walking around talking about like big things, you know, like affordability of various, you know, like groceries, housing. Paxton's running around saying, "I've never seen you eat a hot dog before. I've never seen you eat steak. Eat steak. I want you to eat steak right in front of me." You know, like, and then they tried coming up with a rumor about him being gay. I think it was Miller tried randomly at some point. He made a post, for some reason, lying and saying he was trans when he's not, and it's just absolutely weird and formless. Paxton at the current moment is attempting to do a last 3-month sprint and tackle big issues like affordability, because polls show that Tallarico is leading, and I think he might be a little bit scared. But it's kind of like, I don't know. It just kind of feels like it feels like he wasted his like first many months of running on that shit. It was so embarrassing. It was pretty funny. It's the thing is though, it's like they just don't understand. Because here's the thing is that like when Trump got voted in a second time, it was mostly because, you know, everything, the housing market was not great. Everything's just not great, right? And then, Kamala's up on stage and she's like, "Hey, guess what? I'm basically going to be Biden 2.0." And everyone's like, "Hey, we're kind of suffering right now, and Biden 2.0 doesn't sound great." Guess who the other option was? The only other option was Donald Trump, right? And so Trump gets put into office, and he's sitting there, he's like, "Oh, everyone must be as fucking racist, sexist, and evil as I am, so I'm just going to keep pushing that on everybody." It's like, dude, you were just voted because you're the not Kamala. That's the only reason why you were chosen. It's because you just weren't the other person. People aren't on board with your evil shit, right? With your weird, all the stuff that you're doing. It's incredibly unpopular. Polls are evidence of this. So then the Republican Party doesn't quite understand that, so they keep trying to like they keep voting in people who are just like absolute scumbags, you know? And like Paxton didn't even have a push for affordability or anything. So they're just not understanding why Trump even won in the first place, and that's just like costing them all, just everything. It is just going downhill for them. If you're only firing shots, or your opponent is a vegan or LGBTQ, you feel like you've already lost. Well, you gotta leave. I understand the mindset, but I think there is something that you might have forgotten. This is Texas. And in Texas, that kind of stuff might, I'm not too shocked that they thought that was going to work. Not too terribly shocked they thought that was going to work. But it's not working. It's not working. But I'm glad to see it not working. But it's worked on many, many people. So many people. We are not a very smart state, but, it is kind of an insult to Texans, That's a good point. I feel like a lot of Texans felt insulted. Because they were like, you felt like we were going to just ignore Paxton because you claim he's a vegan and you have no evidence, or... It did seem like an insult to a lot of people. I feel like that might have been what hurt them a lot. I think it was even more obvious after, again, I'm pretty sure it was Miller, after Miller's, like trans reference. It was like, I think that might have been a terrible, terrible idea, because it just drove home the fact that they have nothing. Like, there's no evidence for it. There's like, it just shows that they're just tossing darts at a board. It was literally, like, he might as well just said that, like, he was, like, Tallarico doesn't exist at all, and like a lot of Republicans, like conservatives are like, well, I'm stupid. I'm not that stupid, like there's a point where they insult their own audience by going too stupid. And I think they might have done that with Tallarico. So we'll have to see if they manage to actually get people back on board. Some Impossible Meat stuff is actually pretty good. So I hear. Expensive though, from what I hear. But yeah, so the reason why people are mostly meh about Tallarico is because they consider him very weak on border security. There's a quote going around where he claimed that the border is like a welcome, it's like your front door with a welcome mat or something. The full quote is that he sees the border as like the country's front door with a welcome mat and a lock, was I think the full quote, but that gets cut off during most posts, and obviously so that they're using that against him pretty much at every turn, because that is his least popular facet is about border security. But yeah, I don't know. It would be interesting to see if a Democrat actually wins in Texas, because that hasn't happened for many decades, right? And I mean, like, there's already been a lot of evidence of there being like changes across the country. You have loads of red districts that like Trump won by so much that are just not wanting anything to do with the Republican Party right now, and I think that the Republicans see it. I think that the GOP sees what's going on. I just think that they don't really have any ideas. The only response they had was trying to push the Save America Act, because I think they're literally scared. Like, I'm not saying that they're going to cheat. Hold on, I need to take butterflies, even though it hurts my body. I'm not saying that they're going to cheat, but I'm saying that I think they're tempted, because like they literally just don't know what to do now. They put themselves in a corner. They pretty much just damned themselves. And the thing is, though, is that I don't think there's a way they can get out of it. I guess it depends what the people think. No, I'm not saying that there's going to be a blue wave in November. I'm just saying that I just don't see how the Republicans can like undig the grave that they've dug, because they've already hurt themselves a bunch. I mean, we're at a pretty rough point here. Oh, yeah, okay. 10, that's good. Man, you never really know how many butterflies are around until you actually are collecting them. Look at those, 2 in a row. Oh, hey! So get away from my butterflies! Sorry. Actually, hold on. Okay, I need 3 more. I got the pauldron. I'm surprised the pauldron was after the helmet. I guess because more people would get the helmet first. You think that we're at the end of the Republican Party, similar to the Whigs and Free Soil parties of the 1800s? I don't think so, but I think that they're going to need a restructure. They might restructure under a different name, but I doubt it. I think that, like, I think they might end up being kind of in the background at worst. Sorry, I guess at best. So many butterflies. Butterflies for me. Not there yet. I mean, like, even though the Republicans might be, like, losing popularity, it doesn't mean the Democrats are gaining that much popularity. A lot of people, I think, are just done. A lot of people are just, like, fed up. So many people just don't care. You know, they're just like, I'm tired of this. I just want to live my life, and, you know, people are just sick of it. I saw someone saying that he didn't even care anymore, and he was like, it's so easy to just not care. It's so easy to just not really care and just put it all away, because at the end, he's like, you know, does it even matter? And I'm like, it depends who you are, my dude. You might be in the exact right bracket to not be affected. For once, I want one of these. Like, obviously, there's still be Republicans, but you think those that had any real influence or sway are aging out? There's no way to really replace them? Well, they've got some, but, I mean, maybe. There are young Republicans. I mean, like, and there's even more than there used to be, because this whole, the whole Trump thing, like, MAGA created so many insufferable Republican young men that will persist our entire lives. Don't forget that. There are kids that you're running into, you know, on Fortnite that will grow up to be the most insufferable, like, far-right Republican politicians in, you know, 20, 30 years. There's so many of them that just have to develop. Dang it. Yes, but not all will hold to those values all their lives. Maybe not. I mean, it's an edgy thing. It is kind of, for some people, it is a phase. Some people have MAGA phases. I mean, that is true. A lot of people will hold on to it, though, and at a certain age, they just refuse to let go of it. I mean, I wasn't far right, but I was certainly, you know, I was certainly more conservative back in the day, and I don't know really where I would have been if I remained conservative around 2015, 2016, when things really started to get radical when it came to, like, political leanings. I mean, there's some people that, like, conservative just completely exploded during 2015, 16, like the later 2010s. Like, if I was caught up in that, part of me wonders where I would be. You've been in center most of your life, but you're without a doubt shifting more and more to the left. Well, here's the thing. The center, in like the current meaning of the word, it feels like center is more left these days, you know? The right is trying to make itself so normalized that it feels like someone's saying that they're like center. It's like, people are like, oh, that's so left wing. It's like, nah, it's actually, it was centered like 10, 15 years ago. But now it's left wing. It's like, hey, I would like it if, you know, the, if government agents didn't assassinate civilians in the street. I would like it if we didn't have, like, public executions of American citizens who are protesting. And people are like, seems kind of lefty. Seems kind of like a lefty thing to say. Do you wonder how much of that, though, is just I'd rather people be happy and healthy? What do they call it? The Overton window? It's moved. Eesh. Can I make that? Yep. Nice. When people align themselves with a particular, you know, political faction, and that political faction ends up doing things that, that are just like absolutely baffling. The big question comes in, and that is, do you abandon the political party? Do you just stay with the political party and just pray they stop bending to get even worse? Or do you just dedicate yourself to the party and move with it and say that you're 100% for the things that they're doing? I feel like a lot of people are doing that last thing, where it's just kind of like, you know, we've always done this. We've always done this. This is just who we are. Government insurrections and political execution of citizens is normal. It's a normal thing to do. I don't know what you're talking about. I literally don't, like, I don't, have any MAGA people in my life. Unless it's, like, people that are too old to understand what's even going on. But when it comes to, like, peers, like literally no. No. I would literally just, I would never... You know, so someone's like, yeah, and I gotta be like, okay, well, I don't have known you anymore. You were a dead person to me. I mean, you don't lose anything. And anyone of my friends that, like, end up being MAGA literally don't surprise me. I'm just like, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Like, I've known this person to be the perfect candidate for how pathetic MAGA is. Even if I was friends with that person, I was friends with them, but, like, everything that they were weak with is 100% what MAGA exploits. And it's like, yeah, I'm not even surprised. Like, I'm sad, but I'm not surprised. Yep. Gooby wants to... Walkie wants to know how long I'm going to be doing the ES... Why does Walkie want to do VR? That's what I would assume. Bear trap. Three bear traps. I think I was actually going to step in these. Ow. Ow. I literally can't move. There we go.
Why am I constantly interrupted? Can't an old woman just walk around in peace?
No, I was asking, does Walkie want to do VR? Is that why?
I'm fine. Not that it is really any concern of yours. I'm just taking a break from my walk, eating a little meat, drinking a little ale.
I don't know why I would ask that. I don't know why I would ask. You seeing the Spider-Man tomorrow? I'm hearing good things. I will probably be seeing Spider-Man next weekend. I'm assuming it's probably going to still be in theaters. I mean, it looked pretty good from the trailers, but like from what like people are like putting out on their ratings list, I'm pretty interested now. I'm glad to know that Marvel can still deliver in this, or the MCU rather, can still deliver in this day and age. Praise. Is there like a I mean, I could maybe be done in like half an hour. It'd be a very short stream, but you know, I'll be live tomorrow and Sunday, so. No, yeah, he just texted me. I just didn't know that we were going to be doing the VRs.
Since you're paying for it, I don't see why not. It's good, strong stuff.
Oh, is that... Okay, stamina? Stamina? Do I get stamina boost? That look like stamina. Natasha's Brew increases idle stamina regeneration by 5%. 5% isn't too much, but I liked the effect. Any regen is good. You think Marvel's starting to find their footing again? You've been enjoying all the stuff that's come out since Brave New World? I haven't really caught up since then, I don't think. I haven't even seen Fantastic Four yet. Because we would always see Marvel movies as like a family, and then when family members started to kind of get less interested, then we stopped going to see them. And therefore I kind of fell off. Because I don't usually see movies by myself. So because they fell off, I fall off, you know. Yeah, I mean, you like the new Fantastic Four? You really liked it? Okay, that's good. It might have been the last MCU thing I've watched. This doesn't seem right, but it might have been. It might have been Love and Thunder that I watched on Disney Plus. Now, it didn't get me to say, I'm not going to watch any Marvel things from now on. But, obviously not great. There might have been something else after that. I don't remember, but there must have been something else. because like Love and Thunder was not great. Here's the thing. It takes a lot for me to say something isn't great. I'm very easy to please. I don't know if anyone's picked that up over the years of watching me. But like I honestly, it's weird because I was kind of picky about Ragnarok. The thing I didn't really like about Ragnarok was like the weird tonal shift when it came to like Thor, and because I felt like I'm not really a big fan of Taika's style, to be honest. I just kind of not, the comedy doesn't really always do it for me, and Love and Thunder felt like he was leaning into that times like 11, and he didn't even really do it as well as Ragnarok, and it was just, yeah. But it's not like I saw that and was like, blah, I'm not watching any more Marvel. It's just, I think that was just the last thing I saw. I did see Guardians 3 in theaters, so that must have been like 2023 or something. That was really good. I think the Guardians of the Galaxy, like, trilogy just hits it every time. Literally 1, 2, 3. No misses. I think 1's probably my favorite, 3 is my second favorite, 2 is my third. Now, reading that Thor 3 and 4 replied how dark Thor 2 was, no pun intended, but you think that people didn't like it. Okay, alright. Don't touch that follow button. Don't unfollow me. I really liked Thor 2. I literally saw no problem with Thor 2. Now, it wasn't, like, super memorable or whatever, but literally, the Dark World was cool. Like, it added lore, it had cool fights, it had Christopher Eccleston, it had incredible, like, the Dark Elf tech was so cool. I love the tech, I love the, like, the black hole grenades and the masks. I just thought it was cool. Thor being, like, a Shakespearean, kind of a dramatic vibe in, like, crazy, mystical magic space, that was cool. I liked that one. Personally. Same. Leaf is with me. Leaf is with me. Mash that follow button. Oh, you probably already have. You probably. But yeah, so I liked that one. Honestly, I can't really think of many misses in early Marvel. Maybe, like, I know Iron Man 3 was very controversial, but Iron Man 3 is kind of, like, hit and miss. Like, the Mandarin stuff was kind of, like, fixed after a while. So, like, in retrospect, it looks better. And, like, just the character development of Tony Stark in Iron Man 3 is just really good. Like, at the time, I think it was really controversial to like that movie. Because, like, comic nerds were like, no! But also, you gotta remember that the MCU, like, Marvel has different universes with different things. Like, literally, they could have just used the Mandarin as a fake and then, like, didn't even repair it if they wanted to, because it's a totally different universe. They can do whatever they want. You know, they had Iron Man build Ultron instead of Pym. Some things are different in the MCU. But, I do like how they, like, fix it over after a while. Shang-Chi was also good. I'm surprised they haven't made, like, at least another movie with Shang-Chi. I liked that movie a lot. I mean, it's a little bit of a CGI fest, like in the last scene. This last scene, the final, like, climax, a little bit, like, a lot of CGI, but I feel like it earned it. Kind of like Moon Knight or WandaVision. I feel like it kind of earned it, because I enjoyed the ride there. So... You don't mind the whimsy of the later movies? You're Godzilla and Kamen Rider. Please tell me I'm saying that right. You do see the shift to more colorful stuff? There's very specific reference or reason they had Tony made Ultron. I know it made sense lore wise. I think it was very well done. Also Age of Ultron was kind of weird to. It was kind of like controversial to like because Avengers was so good and Ultron was kind of not as good in a lot of people's sense. So, like, I feel like a lot of people were disappointed in Ultron, but in hindsight, it's actually pretty good. I've been getting a lot of Blacklist clips on my Facebook, and so I'm seeing like a lot of Spader's acting. I've also seen some Office clips with Spader's acting, and I'm just like, this guy's good. There's something so unique about the way that he speaks, and he's like such a good choice for Ultron, but I didn't even know it at the time. But he's just got this very menacing. I don't know if I describe it as kind of like a growl. But there's just something about his voice. You know the history of how Pym was written in the comics in the past? Yeah, he was mean. He was not a great person. I've heard about that. Oh yeah. I haven't seen Ant-Man 3 either. I haven't seen that. I didn't see Loki Season 2 yet. Yeah, true. Marvel was really good with, like, making these interesting, like, these heroes that didn't really particularly sound super interesting into being big names. Like, Guardians of the Galaxy, you would never thought that would explode. In fact, you think it would have probably gone the way of the Eternals, right? But instead, Guardians of the Galaxy was an absolute smash. Ant-Man doesn't sound exactly appealing, right? But they made Ant-Man completely work. He literally got 3 movies, at least so far, you know? Like, they just had this talent for making things work. Yeah. I mean, like I said with the Eternals, it wasn't like, it's not 100% hit rate, but I've actually never seen Eternals. I feel like I'd probably like it because I hear it's very lore heavy, like a lot of talking or whatever, and I'm like, I'm cool with that. I could do with some, like, Marvel lore. I don't care if it puts people to sleep. I'll take it. But it'd be sad because, you know, I'm sure the Eternals will never see them again. But yeah. Don't see me, don't see me, don't see me, don't see me, don't see me. Nice. Boom. That's done. Anyway, what? Really quick. Let's see. I'm probably gonna go for another, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes. And I have to eat, so I'm gonna ask questions. What are people's thoughts about their? This is old news, but about their Doom casting decision. I know it's probably pretty trite, if that's the right word. It's pretty repetitive to just say, "Oh, it reeks of desperation," but it does reek of desperation. So, I mean, I don't know. I was very underwhelmed with the trailer. Not that I was sitting there expecting it, but I mean, even though like if I was expecting it, I'd be even more disappointed. I saw Shang-Chi though. It's cool to see him. It's like maybe it's a good thing that the trailer didn't really grab me, because it's like it shows that maybe they have a lot they don't want to show people. But I think, you know, some of the cinematography and stuff didn't really stick out to me. But I think they know people are going to see it anyway, so they don't have to work super hard. I don't know. I really hope they don't pull a 180 and bring RDJ back as Iron Man, because it would have ruined the sacrifice he made in Endgame. What if they bring in another one? What if they do some kind of wild bring in Iron Man from like bring him out of time using the TVA, or bring him from another timeline using the TVA? Is that a costume or an outfit? This is a custom-made costume. Sorry, outfit. My bad. It is all custom-made. The mask is I think it's Ur-Valathi. It's the Vivek mask. Khymr half mask, that's the name. But it is a High Valathi mask. And yeah, the rest of it is Glass Jorkin, Dreamcover sash, Nine Hollow shoes, Greymore breeches, Ancient Elf gloves, the Windhelm scale tunic shoulders, and Shardborn swords, along with Steadfast Society Maul, all mixed in a blend of Cold Harbor Ash Black and Bloodroot wine, which looks very golden. Leaf says no. Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean by no? You mean like you still wouldn't like it if they did that? Because I mean, it wouldn't undo the sacrifice if they handled it in a very Doctor Who fashion. I think I'd be okay if they did like some kind of alternate version, but if they did like a pull out of time thing, they would do like a mind wipe. your classic like comic book sci-fi. He won't remember any of this, and we'll just drop him off back at the Battle of Earth in 2025 or whatever that was. Because, I mean, you know, people who've seen the trailer, we know they're at least getting Steve Rogers back. Because audiences love their nostalgia. At least some form of Steve Rogers, be it grabbing him from his timeline or something else, I don't know. Yeah, Steve Hell Hydra Rogers. I mean, it could be. Anthony Mackie said Steve Rogers not Captain America. Is that because? Well, I mean, that's because you know, he's Captain America. Sam Wilson is Captain America, so it wouldn't make any sense for Steve Rogers to be Captain America. He would have to be like just Steve Rogers. So even if he was like the same exact guy from the other films, he probably wouldn't call himself Captain America because he's not. He gave that title to Wilson. He's like, you are Captain America. So it wouldn't make any sense if he was playing Captain America. But what I'm saying is, like, is he the same guy? You know, like, is he the same guy that we've seen in all the other films, or is he like some alternate version, or even evil version?
There's nothing out here but snow and more snow. I should have remained at the campfire.
Anyway, I do have a friend who is wanting to do some VR chat, so I'm gonna put Zulrabi back at the Thieves camp, the Thieves Refuge. You just have to see the X-Men are in the movie. It's about time. It's about freaking time. Be cool to have an evil Captain America, though. Yeah. I can see them doing it, probably. I can see them doing it. Just so we could have, like, evil Tony Stark and evil Steve Rogers. But, I mean, like, the entire reason we have them at all is because nostalgia sells. It's like how Star Wars just refuses to, you know, let go of their characters. Well, I guess I guess, you know, they did have their characters kind of like finish their their stories, so it's not 100% true. I just want to see more Moon Knight. I feel like Moon Knight had like the most potential out of any of their like 2020 characters, and we've literally just got a small mini-series with him, and that is it. I watched that series, I fell in love. I was like, I was so into the series.
It's for a good cause.
I was going back, I was rewatching stuff. It has like the best credit sequence of any show. Like the endings credits of Moon Knight. Like sure they do like different music. Some music I prefer over others, but like the visuals are just so good. I love it. Moon Knight is just so weird that I can't help but just really love the character. If I play Rivals, I play Moon Knight generally because I just like him. And I know they like really simplified him for the MCU. I feel like they needed to do that because I feel like if they didn't, people would not quite understand. So like this MCU version kind of has the same fundamentals, but a lot of changes. But still, really like him. And Oscar Isaac, great choice. Guy can just like swap personalities on a whim, and he's very good at acting that out. You never played Marvel Rivals? I won't push you to, but I'll push you to play Overwatch. Is it free to play? Yes, it is. I might have just started your addiction with those 3 words. It's a third-person shooter. I'm not exactly a huge fan of third-person competitive, but I can't really think of. I'm trying to think of like some advice because I barely played Rivals, but I think. I don't know. Maybe just look at some guides. But it's pretty simple. If you played Overwatch, then you understand it. If you played TF2, you'll understand it. You know, it's like objective, pick a character that, you know, plays a certain role. I would spend time in the training room playing a character and then like getting into a match and playing that character. There's a lot of chit chat going on during the fights, you know? Like from the character, especially when they added Deadpool. It's like Deadpool just doesn't stop talking. Well, that's lore accurate, I guess, but it just doesn't stop talking. And let me find someone to raid you too. I accidentally opened my Twitter. My mistake. Not what I wanted. Hatchet is playing. I will send you guys over to Hatchet. Thank you guys so much for being here. Give me a minute to get that raid ready. I will be live. I'll be doing the UESP stream. Raise Craze. Craze is not live. I'm having to check. No, I don't see Craze. Well, actually, no. Okay, yeah, we're gonna be going to Hatchet. It's finally never expected. The good news is you're only one fragment away from the master cartographer's backpack. Oh my gosh. So much nostalgia, man. You just gave me so much nostalgia. I remember grinding for that, trying to get like the fragment I need. I just keep getting the wrong fragments, and that was one of the first costumes to ever have a backpack. I feel like they probably added it because the traveling merchant was so popular. And it's a really good costume. Like, I will grind for a costume like crazy. Also, it's in one of my favorite public dungeons, so... in Truth and Karst. Anyway, I will send you guys over to Hatchet. Thank you for being here. UESP stream will be... probably like 4. It might be 5 p.m. Central. It depends when I get up. So think like 4 or 5 Central. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing some ESO, and then I'll probably do some group dungeons because like that's a challenge I gotta do. Yeah. And then I'll be live on my own channel probably around 8 p.m. Central. And then Sunday should be 7 p.m. probably. I will see you guys later. Thank you for being here. I also need to remember to start cataloging my other VODs, because I've got a lot of VODs to upload onto YouTube. Alright. Bye.
Oh shit! Heartbreakers! Hello! Hi! Thanks for the raid, Weather Dragon Horde. Lizard. Hi. Hi everyone. I'm playing Tales of Tribute. The pinnacle of ESO gameplay. Uh-oh. Oh no, that's not good. Why would you do that to me? Better than my forums. That's true. That's true. The forums are still full of idiots. And I am so sick and tired. I think instead of taking Midnight Raid, I don't want to do that. I want to get rid of that. That's a basic make. TOT, that's a basic maker. That's so true, though. So true. Okay. Weird options he's taking. He's trying for Pelton. Okay. I mean, I can go for the Total Silver. That'll be pretty wonderful. Not gonna lie. Get rid of that. I don't need that anymore. Finally, you can kill this off. Gotta take one of these, probably. 2 of those, maybe. Uh-huh. Thing is, what is he gonna do if he takes that as well? That's because that's 5. He's gonna have 4 plus 2. That's 2, 3. 3 coins left. Okay, now you have 3 coins left. What are you gonna do? Take them back, Mel? Come on. Interesting. Oh, more of that. Okay. Right. A bit annoying, but okay. Hold on. Hopefully I can get a 2-coin thing here. Yes, Pants and Profit is really good. I'll take that. Wonderful. Catherine Hunter will be cool too, if I can grab it here. He has a lot of cards, but his deck is kind of, yeah. I think I'll be okay. Yeah, Rally's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'll be okay. I can get rid of the Black Sacrament too, which is pretty fantastic. Take that. I'm gonna go for this as well. Seven coins. If I take this, he'll be able to kill it off immediately, so I don't want that. Also, there's nothing here that's worthwhile for me. Cool. Okay, since he's done that, I'm gonna have to take this bag of tricks. Just to cycle through these. Should be fine. You needed an explanation of what joke? Oh no, not the... Oh.
Usually there'd be an adventure by now.
Sorry, guys.
I'm gonna leave this alone. I kind of want him to take the Black Sacrament.
My friend just left. I don't know what happened.
Just vanished?
Yeah, he just disappeared. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna. Oh no! Wait, no! I accidentally clicked. Whoops. Hold on. I gotta walk over to my PC. Ah. I mean, sure, I guess. Where is my mouse? There it is. Sorry.
That's fine.
Gotta make sure everything's good here. Okay. Oh, what did I just close? Oh, what did I just close?
I don't know what your arms are like behind your
Did I just close? Oh no.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you still hear me?
No.
Hello?
Hello. I
You can hear me?
I said no, but I couldn't say no as I heard you.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay. Sorry. Oh no. I closed the link app, but somehow I'm still here.
You see me?
Okay, it didn't actually close. That's why. I just opened it up and it opened immediately, so that means that it was open the whole time. Okay, I don't know what happened to my friend. I'm trying to contact him. Okay, here we go. Uh-oh, what just happened? Oh no. I was like, did my game just crash? Okay, I invited him. Send him another invite. All right, here. I'm trying to find where.
Just really
Yeah, no problem. I need to.
I
that's not
kind of
good.
left my stream on. Hi guys. I'm not supposed to be streaming right now.
Oh, okay.
I had no idea I was still live. I'm gonna be live
Hello,
like
Lemmy.
at
I don't
around
know, Lemmy.
8 p.m. today, so I will see you there.
I don't know where Kimono
Central.
is.
I